As part of Sunday dialogue, last week we have seen general rituals. Today we thought we would do temple rituals, very specific. So if you have any questions, you could start with questions. Dialogue is not giving talk. You could ask anything.
My basic question, sir, if I may, why we need the temple in the first place?
Not at all good. Why do we need? See, generally in Bharatiya Shastra we believe we have God everywhere. So why do we need some place where the presence of God is shown to people? Air is everywhere. Correct? Why do we have pump where you can pump air into your tire?
Okay.
Air is everywhere, right?
For specific reason.
Why?
And to move the vehicle.
Why pump is required? Where they give air. You have in most of the gas stations, you have a valve and then it connects to your tire and then right. You cannot open the tire valve and ask the air go inside. Will it go?
No.
So you need densified energy created and kept for people to receive it.
Okay.
You need to densify air which is pumped inside you with force. Temples are supposed to be the place of pumping energy in us. Right? Where you have a very specific construction as per the schedules of the Tantra Shastra. It's called the Tantra Shastra, in which the whole area is densified with energy. The energy which we require to be more spiritual, which will take you close to dharana.
Which close to?
Dharana. Dhyana is a step just before dhyana.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi.
Yeah.
So ultimate aim is to get bliss, peace, samadhi. Just before samadhi is dhyana. Dhyana is a stage in which you are not connected with anyone, being itself.
Right.
So the best method to get into that is a dharana. Dharana is what is provided by temple rituals. Where when you are here, the place where all the indriyas disconnect yourself from all other material aspect other than outside temple, concentrate inside temple for all aspects. So you got some prasad. I am 100% sure when you are taking prasad, you will forget about every other item which you ate from morning till now.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Correct. So you disconnect from your home. The smell which is in the temple is entirely different from any fragrance which you can get from anywhere in the world.
Right.
Though you may have a sandalwood spray which is manufactured the costliest one, 100% sure that will be inferior to what you get in a temple with free, no payment.
Yeah.
Correct? So tongue is satisfied, smell, nose is satisfied,
Eyes are satisfied.
eyes are satisfied. Many people go to temple and then see the vigraha. Automatically you close your eyes.
Why?
Yeah. Anything which is highest energy will not be enjoyed by opening eyes for longer time. You see the most beautiful energy which comes from sun.
Right.
Will you be able to look at it with your open eye?
No.
You will close.
Right.
You see the most beautiful animal or a person, you will not glare at it, you will close your eyes. Actually, it is capturing and keeping inside.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Why do we close?
Yeah, that is capturing and keeping it inside.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? You Go to any temple which you wanted to see. Now you don't have to go there. You just close your eyes and imagine it will come to you. The Vigraha which you have seen. And many people don't even see Vigraha. The phantom santrum which is closed and enclosed in a small chamber. Many people don't see what Vigraha is inside. So generally people are advised to see like this. Your cone of vision is 180 degree. The other lights will trouble you. If you want to see this Vigraha, whichever you want, to be focused, to close your eyes and look at it, you will see much closer and clearer. So this is part of seeing the God, but still you will not see for longer time. Right? It's all decorated, nicely made. The decorations which the God gets probably is one of the best, the facial center in the world. Kunkumarchana. The whole body is fed with kunkuma. You know the costliest item which is to clean your skin is kunkuma. Red sandalwood powder is what is used as, not the artificial kunkuma which we use today. Traditionally that is what is to be used. Kunkuma poo is a flower,
Right.
which is most fragrant flower in the world.
Right.
That is powdered to use as offering for God. And it is poured on him, not dropped. Where do you do it? You will not be able to do it at home every day. But assume you want to do the best to somebody, and there is a common place where you can be part of it, where everybody shares the cost. It is the best thing. When you cannot do it yourself, what do? You share it with somebody else, right? So you want to offer something to God which you are not able to offer, what you can do? Share together. So this is a place for sharing. Right? No participativeness is not what is prescribed for human being. Human beings are basically social beings, therefore they are participating. You cannot enjoy yourself. You need somebody else with you to enjoy. And you have larger gathering. When you have a great festival, you got a great honor. What you will do? You will call many people and give party. Why are you enjoying with together? Why can't you enjoy yourself? There is no enjoyment when you are alone. So temple is a place of socialization. Right? So all the indriyas, nice music, the rhythm in which the chanting is done makes lot of neuro-linguistic effect in your brain. Knowingly or unknowingly, whether you have faith or no faith, definitely you will change. Some people say that I don't believe in God. The saying itself is a belief in God. You understood? If somebody says, I don't have taste in some food, he must have tasted, then only he can say that, right?
Yeah.
How do you say, I don't have taste when you did not taste it? He must have tasted it. Only that he didn't like the taste. You didn't like the taste, why? Because you have taken birth in such a place, something has made, somebody cooked that for you in a wrong way. Upma is good, that's what she said. Why? Because earlier she couldn't cook upma better than this. So it's not, that item is bad. God is not bad. And somebody says, I have not seen God, therefore I don't believe. You have not seen your father becoming your father. Have you seen?
No.
Then how do you believe in your father? Just your mother said this is your father, and you have to believe. That's it. So don't see is not a reason for, or have not seen is not a reason for not believing. There are many things in the world you have not seen, but still you believe in it. Because that is belief, not learning. Learning needs proof. Experience. There are two types of learning: experiential learning and theoretical learning. Experiment. Theoretical or experimental. Theoretical is also good enough. We have not experimented the world is rotating. We have not even experienced.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody taught. and then believed it. Do you know how the food is digesting in your body?
No.
But still you eat.
Yeah.
Why? It's an experiential learning. You don't know the theory,
Yeah.
but you have experienced it. Nobody has to teach you. The food digests. You don't have to learn. You know. So some people can experience without a theory. Some people can learn theory without experience. The world rotation, theory, but no experience.
Right.
No experiment also. But something you can experiment. Mix water with the sugar, tea powder, tea is made. But you can experiment it. But not necessarily your experiment is the same what somebody's experiment. Each one of them will make a different tea. The experiment can result in wrong things. Practical things can experience in different style. Experiencing itself can be experienced in different style. It is not unique.
Yeah.
So for a temple to experience, for each one of them have different experiences. So somebody will feel it's not good. That's not his problem. He must try in some other place. Keep on trying. Why do you want to try? Because this is a system established how many years back?
Yes, suddenly it is not right.
It is the oldest of the oldest in the world. As old as, you know, Rama, Treta Yuga, is more than 16 lakhs of years. Kali Yuga is more than 4 lakhs of years. Dwapara Yuga is 8 lakhs of years. So 12 lakhs of years. That many lakhs of years before is where Rama took birth. And we have still stories, different kinds of Ramayana in the world. And there are proofs that Rama did a yajna, a puja on Shivalinga. Rameshwara. That's where Rameshwara. That is where Rama did a puja for Shiva, Ishvara. Right? Why did he do it? Because you want to cross the... So whenever you are in trouble, you need more energy. He found this is one of the methods. There are many methods, not necessarily temple and pujas. If you are a Vaidika karma, Vaidika karma is keeping fire and doing it. Wherever there is a lamp, there is a fire, it is called Vaidika karma. Wherever it is not there, it could be anything else. A chanting, mantra. There are a lot of Swamijis, sannyasis, they don't even fire. That means they don't even light a lamp. They will simply keep chanting mantra. Right? They light lamp inside the hridaya. That's good enough. Correct? So temples are required for those people, those who are not able to light internally. Where to see the God, to glare the blissfulness in you, you need a shared place, like a youth hostel, shared accommodation, because you cannot afford yourself. So what do? You come to temple so that so many people are doing, seeing that not 1 day, 2 days, whether you require or not, something is installed. The question of why temple is required itself, because you have a doubt why is it required, whether required or not. There are some people who say I don't require it. They will not even come to this place.
No, my question is why we require.
That's what I say. So for all these you can be at home, do yourself the good karma, be in a society, in a hospital to serve people. All these are part of getting you concentration in something else. Right? Temple is another method. That's it.
Right. And I don't want to conclude that I require or don't require.
That's what I'm saying. See, nobody can conclude it in their life.
Yeah.
It will take not 1 life, 2 lives, not 1 day or 2 days. You will have to argue yourself. It's nice to argue.
Right.
Internally, if not externally. Many people come to temple. God says, Lord Krishna says, 4 types of people come even to meet me in the temples. Chadurvida bhajante ma. Arto. When somebody has got real problem, they don't know whether their children will pass get or maybe some real trouble in their family, they will immediately come to temple, offer something. They are all arto with dukkam. Arto is dukkam. Arto jitnasu. Somebody will come. What is happening there? So many people are going. No, let me also see. Jitnasa could be the other way also. Who are all coming in the temple also, they want to. Right? Anything can be jitnasa.
Yes.
Artho, jitnasu, artharthi. Somebody goes to temple saying that you give me promotion, I will offer you this much money. I will do Trigala Puja on my name. No, maybe my neighbor has to die, I will give you this much money. Many offerings can be there. So all of them are artharthi. For some purpose they come to temple.
Marks and ranks.
Yeah, they want to get good marks, first rank. First rank means others should be bad and you should be good. That's it, right? So it's all competition.
No, I mean, even
Artho, jitnasu, artharthi, nani. Nanis will come. They will not require anything. So temples are not place of giving something to you. It's a place of socialization. So what to learn, why to do this, answer these questions. There are mandavas. All temples should have a learning mandapa.
Yeah, last
A place of learning.
about right and left.
Yeah.
As soon as you enter right and left, there are.
That is for teaching the temple rituals is one. More than that, there has to be a satsang. Every temple has got a auditorium, not for marriages.
Right.
That's a place where prabhashan, dialogues, tarkam. Tarkam itself is a great thing. Tarkam is argument. Somebody can go and say that this is right, somebody can say wrong. Tarka Shastram is a part of Vedic learning. You have to argue and establish what you are saying is correct. Logic, illogic, two things are clearly mentioned there. What is right, what is wrong, how do you establish the right? Yukti yuktam upadeyam vajanam balagadavi anyatranamavatyajam apyuktam brahmagadavi. Even Brahma comes and says this is night. Will you believe because Brahma told?
no.
Dharma will tell, I know this is day but not night. You will argue with him. You can argue with God. Don't blindly believe. Yukti yuktam upadeyam. Logically decide which is correct. Even a small child comes and says something, this is what it is. You ask why. Why, when, what, where, how. You can question all the people and therefore the Hindu rituals are always questionable. You can question any time, anyone, ask question. We have a festival called Teyyam in Malabar. I am from Kerala, Malabar. Right? When the God gives you something like a prasadam is distributed, you can ask him, why are you giving it to me? And he is supposed to answer. Correct? He is giving flower to you. You can ask, why are you giving this flower to me? You have a right to ask. Because you don't take anything which is given by anyone at any place. Will you accept?
No.
See, when we ask this in our temple ritual, Malabar, the Teyyam, which is a very specific one, you can ask him and he is supposed to tell the full story. And I can ask, who are you? Who are you?
Okay.
Right? And they have to tell what story. The avatar is Vishnu's avatar in which they are coming to you, they have to tell what Vishnu's avatar means. Then I can ask, who is this Vishnu? You can imagine? You can question God. So that's a liberty given to you. So knowing and learning and understanding is a higher step than believing. So don't ever believe in God. Ask questions. It is not believe what is required. It is learning what is required in temple rituals. So the question of why temples have been argued. If there are no reasons, people don't have to make buildings of how many, the richness of the temples in India.
Yes.
One temple could be good enough to buy the whole Colombo city. The wealth which we have in. Yeah. Tirupati was one of the richest, and now Thiruvananthapuram Padmanabha Swami temple is one of the richest. Only few rooms are opened.
Yeah.
Many more are yet to open.
Oh.
And imagine that was owned by one king. And one man like me and you could have owned all of them by himself. They had the key, but they didn't. Why? When Britishers came, he gave the whole kingdom to the god and he became the servant of God. Padmanabha Dasa. He is never called as king of Travancore. He is called as Padmanabha Dasa. And who is the king? Padmanabha. The god himself is the king. Why Britishers came and asked to sign an agreement with them. He said, I cannot. It is God. You can go and take a signature from God. What a beautiful concept.
Yeah.
That's how Kerala is called God's own country. That's why Kerala is called God's own country. So they declared, God is much powerful and I am only a servant to you. You can surrender everything to God and become a servant to Him. He will serve you. Imagine you are serving God, instead of that, God will serve you. So that bhava you will get only in temples.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else. Because you will become alone in a society when you don't have some binding force. When we say we lost everyone, who is there? We lost our mother. My father is lost. My mother is lost. Who is with me when I have got some problem? I can go and sleep on my lap of my mother when I am a small child, when I have trouble. Having lost my father and mother in my life, whom do I resort to?
God.
I have to need somebody else who is higher than me. So that higher than me, where he will answer all my questions internally. Mahatma Gandhi was a person who totally believed in religion, totally believed in Hinduism. That is why he could hold his non-violence and then fight against the weapons. What power he had? He always had a strong faith in God. It is not belief, faith. I have faith in you when you drive my car. Right? That is why I am leaving my car to you. That faith is what is required. Then you will sit in your car with the full faith. Otherwise you will put a belt, even sitting in the back seat, because you don't have faith in it. So what is essentially required is to have full faith. Then you will know Him. If you have doubt and look at Him, you will not know Him. Okay. Now how do I have faith in my concept which is not even learned? My father believed in somebody. Right? My father had faith in God. So do you have faith in your father? The mathematics formula says A implies B, then B implies C, then A has to imply C. Do you believe that your father lived 80 years? My mother lived 84 years. All the time she keep on calling God whenever there is a trouble. And she says that the God who helped her to become peaceful. Now, do you think I will admit that my mother was a fool?
No.
84 years she lived like a fool, calling all the time. She must have called not her father, mother, children, not even the police when there is a requirement. She always called God. See, we had buffaloes and cows in the home. Then the cow is lost. Sometimes it is lost because we don't tie properly. We will leave it up. Evening it doesn't come back. Doesn't come back immediately, my mother will say, oh God, let my God. The cow comes back. That's what I have seen in my life. I don't know whether the Krishna is the cow attendant getting the cow back. That's not known. Right? That's a faith which she had. That faith is not belief. The belief consequently becomes faith because it is occurring many times, it happens to you. Got it? So that's how we have seen God. Because I have seen God through my mother. So temple is a place where this is being taught generations together. Earlier there was no temples. There was only Yagashala. The first basic concept of temple is Yaga. Yaga Yajna, where you have a place where you have a fireplace, no bimbas. The fireplace where you offer things and it goes to sun. It could be for specific purpose. And what they do, the whole Yagashala they will fire at the end of the day. I attended many yagas in Kerala as an invited person to do experiments on yagas. Energy. Wonderful scenes I have seen in my life. Hot sun, full summer. The yaga was for getting rain. Nobody believed that it is going to rain there because no scientific predictions are there is going to be rain. Unlike in America, in India, weather is almost conditioned. They can predict for 1 month, it happens. It doesn't change. Weather is not that erratic as you have in America. Everybody came with, because it's a great yaga happening, the whole Yagashala is going to get into fire. Many TV reporters were all with their camera ready. The priest said, be careful. If this is happening perfectly, it will rain. Nobody believed that it is going to rain. Immediately after the Yagashala got into fire, heavy downpour. nobody could record this program because everybody ran. The cameras were getting in water.
Camera.
Huh. But next time what they did, they all got into shade. They knew it's going to rain. It did not rain. See, you cannot count by effects. When you take medicine, when the doctor gives you medicine for fever, will you tell you that with one medicine it will be cured? What he will say?
Take 3 days.
Take 3 times and after that,
See that.
come back again we will. So still you have faith in doctor, that's why you are going back.
Right.
Correct? The problem with God is, you give something and say it should happen, it doesn't happen. Hey, God is useless. It is not God is useless. It is not medical science is useless. The doctor may be useless, that is why he is asking you to come back. If the good doctor, what he will say, take this medicine and go.
Yeah.
You will be cured.
Yeah.
So like most of the priests may not be good. Just because priests are not good, system is not good, temple construction is not good, don't lose faith in God. The concept of God is very strong. The retail shops are not very good. Right? That needs a different structure. See, for example, just now I told you should take Atma Pradakshina. Why? Because every temple you are supposed to take a Pradakshina. Can you take Pradakshina around this temple?
No.
And still you call it as a temple, mandir? You cannot take Pradakshina. So what is to be done? There is a prescription given for everything, there is a prescription given. If you cannot take Pradakshina around it, take Atma Pradakshina, then only the puja is over. How many times you have attended a puja where this is not prescribed?
Yeah.
Many times it did not happen because they forgot.
Yeah.
Because it's not written and given to everybody in the same style.
Right. Here also they forgot. I mean,
You reminded.
Nothing wrong. Because at least you are doing this much, that is being followed. That's why I am able to add. Just because I added, I am not saying this is 100%.
Yeah.
There may be something else which I also missed. Right? But here the advantage is, you cannot go to an office and tell the officer do this. He will not hear. But here, immediately after telling, he learned it, received it,
Yeah.
So this is a place of learning. There is no great personality who learned everything here. Any temple, anything is suggested is accepted. If somebody says it will not accept, then he is not a part of the temple. He has to be thrown out. Anything should be received. Anything should be accepted. There is nothing which cannot be accepted in temples. So you have to be part of a system which is a socially responsible place, conducted for social activity and meant by social activity. Earlier it used to be the king. When the government came, it went to trust.
Yeah.
And who is the owner of the trust, you know? The God himself is the owner of the trust. The trustees are only running management. The temple trustee is always the guardian of the child, and the child is God, and you are only responsible for taking care of. That's a legal rule in government of India.
Yeah, I heard in Shabarimala.
Shabarimala, the priest is only the guardian.
Yeah.
In Tirupati, the whole money goes to the Tirupati Bhagavan Devasthanam, the trust. The property belongs to God.
Yeah.
Whatever you offer to him, it's not the priest's. Goes to God. So it's a great sankalpa, it's a great concept which is preserved for millions of years by our forefathers. And who started this? Now, last time we learned Vishwamitra. Who is Vishwamitra? My and your great. How many greats you want? Add all that. That number of times great grandfather. Because all of us on him.
Yeah.
We don't know who is his son, who is his son, who is his son. You and me belongs to that tradition. Don't you keep anything which is given by your great grandparent as a treasure in your house and say that it's fine?
Oh, yeah. Please.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
So anything which happens in Bharatiya Shastra in terms of religion, practices, rituals are all ours. So we have a responsibility, if it is preserved and used by many people, to give it to the next generation. So we are all again custodian. So we are supposed to maintain it, continue that. So this is an opportunity, temple is an opportunity to given to you to do that. Good enough?
Good. Now coming to rituals.
And when the small place of yaga yajna transferred into a bigger temple, lot of associated activities, office, a big queue, residential places, everything will be made around it, right? We have removed so many other animals, other trees, plants around. For everything we have to do a Kshamavana. So one of the rituals in temple is every day you are occupying somebody's land, which was supposed to be all the prani, all the snakes, rats, everybody would have been there.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the yajna which happens in temple is called a Bhudabali. Sri Bhudabali. You must have heard this. Every temple during festival, the first process is Sri Bhudabali.
Oh.
The chief priest will come out, take some, all that what is being as prasadam will be first given on the floor.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, that terminology is called, that technical term for that is Sri Bhudabali.
Yeah.
Why are you pouring the nice cooked best prasadam? What they will do first? Put it on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because these are all meant for those people who left this place for us. What a great concept you imagine. Then it is given to God. First to the Buddha, because this is ancestral property, not to gods. Now today God is occupied, but earlier it was that.
Yeah.
So we have rituals which has got two parts, Achara and Anushtana. Anushtana is the basic rule. You have to remember those people who left for us. That's an Anushtana. How do you remember is an Achara. What to offer to God? You have to give something to God. Today while doing, he was asking, do you have sandal? See, the Sankalpa is, I am inviting goddess. If it is a Devi Puja, I am inviting Devi. That is called Avahana. The priest is asking goddess, come here and sit here. I want you here for some time. He is very busy. So you will invite with all the invocation songs. That's what is called inviting. Invocation. So call them and install them. And then what do? She must have come from outside, so we need to give her bath. Jalam samarpayami. I am offering you water. Take bath. Then she has to be decorated. Vastram samarpayami. Correct? Every item, whatever you want. You can give everything. You can give perfume samarpayami. Why not? Nail polish samarpayami.
Finally, we need to give phone also.
Make her the most beautiful lady in the world, no? Deepam, Dupam, all that is given. Then offer her food. And what are we eating? Whatever she left. So all the prasadam. Morning when you go to temple, when you go to a guest or somebody comes to your house, when you go to somebody's house, you have to give some water, right? So every person who comes to temple is supposed to get something. If you are part of puja. If you are coming just for seeing, no problem. Are you participating? Are you sharing something from prasadam where you are taking it in your hand? You must give something. 100% that's the ritual. What is the ritual which you practice? Where do you practice? When you go to somebody's house, you take something, you also have to offer something there. Do it at least once in a week, once in a month. Otherwise you are a beggar. You are only taking whatever comes. Beggar never gives anything.
So today I took prasadam.
You can give it something later. You have given flower, that's good enough. Beautiful flower.
It was given by me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Not yet.
Dharma Dharmani is same. Husband and wife is never distinguished.
Okay.
See, Shiva Parvati concept itself.
Yes.
Shiva Parvati concept itself is one side is Shiva, other side is Parvati. You imagine the name of Krishna when we call Radha Krishna. Is Krishna. Is there any god, anybody in the world who prefixed the lady's name? Ladies prefix or suffix their husband's name. But here you will see a husband prefixing girlfriend's name.
Yeah.
What a great concept.
Radhe Krishna.
Radhe Krishna, no? So here, as a family, and assume that you have given. Where did you get money? Whose money is that?
I'm black outside.
Okay,
It was not-
who has purchased that land?
Land?
Huh?
No, I mean, at least I'm driving, you came to the place and
Yeah,
plus.
see, there is a part of that to happen.
Yeah.
And some people don't pluck their own garden from somebody's garden also.
Yeah.
This is also outside garden, not inside.
Yeah. See, I am sure if such a flower was in front of your house, you will not do it. On the way coming, somebody has to it. God is seeing all that, and you are saying it is my offering. God knows the benefit will go to them. They know from which post office this is being dispatched.
I took paint, plugged up, sense, right?
Nice.
Understood? It's a sankalpa. Just sankalpa, that's enough. So, if you are not able to do that, just sing a song, That's the greatest offering. Have we gone to temple in Dayton? Dayton or where we went?
Dayton.
No. The other place were Louisville.
Louisville.
What a beautiful song.
Oh yeah, the one thing.
Correct?
Yeah.
What did I do? He doesn't owe anything to me. But seeing him, somebody said he is a singer. I said, just sing a song for us, no? Immediately he said, what a great offering is that? What a great day was that?
Yeah.
You tell me. And why the priest has to make us to sit and then chant together and then say Om Om sometime? We just got into meditation. We couldn't even remember to record him, right?
Yeah.
Because we record it internally.
Right.
There are few things we can record it externally, few things we can record internally. That's a great day. And what is that? We could meet him, we could hear him, we could see him because there was a temple and we went there.
If there is no temple,
We will not go.
We would have not.
Yeah, instead of that we would have gone somewhere else for a park, But that we will not remember. So most of the experience which people had, which you will remember, life is filled with a number of moments. Remember this.
Right. And this
And cherishing those moments is the richest thing anybody can have in their life. Otherwise, how do I meet Ashish in my life? How do I meet him? A great man who was given a great subject to speak, which made me to learn a lot of things in my life. I took it for granted, I know. No, I don't know. How do I meet Aaron? Right? You all met because there is a concept which connects us. Not necessarily. If your interest is playing cards, probably you will meet such people. If your interest is horse riding, you will meet them. Interest is table tennis, you will meet them. But that will not remain for longer. It's all temporary satisfaction. Here is something which gives you, assume that somebody has got some other interest and then they lost this connection. Do you think they will cherish when they have trouble? Yeah, that day I played tennis and it was great. Will they be able to remember when their parents die or some relatives have in trouble?
Yeah, I see. In all those cases, we remember him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there is a common point where everybody is connected in this world because they all are inside. Whatever we do externally, there is a man inside, there is an energy inside which connects all of us. And that is this. We belong to a temple management family. My grandfather was a landlord. He has constructed 2-3 temples in his life. So we were traditionally the trustees. So I have seen my eldest relatives who are all going to temple. They don't see the God. They will only see where there is a leakage, what is to be done, what repair is to be done, how much oil is required. All paraphernalia to be seen, right? But they are never bothered about God. And even I never went to any temple asking, I want this. Because we were people who are giving something to temple but not taking anything from a temple. So what do I want from temple? I don't want anything from temple. Right? Only one thing which we asked to pray for God is the whole world has to be peaceful. Loka samasta sugino bhavantu. I only pray this.
Sarvajana Sudhana.
Yeah. Keep on praying this throughout in my life. Never I was taught by my family members, my elders, to do any specific puja. Though it is my birthday, I never went and prayed anything for me. We were asked to go to temple, and there when we go, we forget everything. It's only let everybody be happy, let everybody be peaceful. That's it. Nothing else. And we also ask the priest, are you happy? Are you good? If he is not happy, how can he bless somebody else to be happy?
Yeah.
So whom should we make happy in this world? A priest. See what a great trouble you imagine. Assume somebody does this puja for 1 hour, how much he will get? How many years of effort he has got to learn all this?
Mantras.
And what is the credential you are giving to him?
Nothing.
Nothing. It is true with most of the people who serve the temples. I must have given thousands and thousands of lectures in hundreds of temples. What did I get so far in my life, you tell me? So it is not getting something, it's a great offering. So you need not give flower, you need not give money. I have never put anything into any temple. Nothing is gifted to any temple, but only what I have gifted is what I can. So everybody has to do what they can, that's it. There is no strict principle rule says that this is what you are supposed to do. It could be your time, it could be your knowledge, it could be spreading his message. When we learn Bhagavad Gita, end of the chapter after 64 to 70, the rest of the things, it's all how do you serve God? What are all the different things? What are all the ways of serving God? One of the things is to market him. Marketing him is talking about him. That's how starting also people do. No? The Dhyana Slokam is what? Marketing him. It is not definitely Gita doesn't have a Dhyana Sloka added. Somebody else added Dhyana Sloka. So marketing somebody is one of the greatest things. So one of the responsibility of everyone is to market the temple because it serves many people. So by default you are serving indirectly many other people. That's a must. Anywhere, when I went to Delhi, immediately my sitting place every day from morning and evening was the temple. That's where I wrote my poetry. Otherwise I could never write an English poetry in my life. Because earlier that was not required, but then the discussion happened to be in English, and then people around, the children were around, all of them were in the different language, and the common language was English. Then I thought I must write something. That's how I started writing. Another, I have seen Delhi, the sort of a city in, it is just nearby the Akshardham temple, where the Anna, I wrote a nice poetry on that. There is Annadhanam given. Somebody will serve the plates.
Yeah.
Next fellow will put glasses.
Glasses.
Next fellow put rice.
Chapati.
Water will be put. In between the sambar will come. Before the sambar, the rice is finished. The people are such starving people coming and sitting in the temple for food. Can you imagine? Have you ever seen? I wrote a poetry soon after that. I was serving one day and I found nobody requires sambar, yeah? The whole bunch of people, rice is given. As the rice is put, they are so much hungry. Morning onwards, nothing had. So temple is a place, you can imagine if you can serve such 200 people in your house, you can never do it. But you can do it through a temple, right? Many temples are there in India where the food, nobody starves in India. You know why? Not because Indian people are rich, because there are millions of temples which are giving free food. I have seen people who are working in some place, they say, Kanyanad, there is a temple in Rama's name, who is serving food for whole lifetime of many generations. They have seen everyday food is supplied. And I have heard teachers, school teachers say, we all go there to eat. Yeah. Not even, there is no caste, creed, age difference or status difference for temple food. Everybody goes there and eat.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. So food is a must in temple.
Even the
Annadhanam, Paramdhanam, Vidyadhanam, Adatparam. Annadhanam is required. Similarly, Vidyadhanam is also must. Teaching. Who has to teach this relevance of this Vidya? The relevance of temple has to be taught. Why the pujas are being done is to be taught. Just now we did Atma Pradakshina. Kani yani cha papani janmandara kritani cha. In any janma which I have done any papa, tani vinashyanti. Let it go by itself. How? It will not go by itself. Pradakshina pate. Just because I am taking pradakshina, it goes. If it doesn't go, also no problem in your life. You keep on taking Atma Pradakshina like this, you will never have BP. This is one method to take care of your
Is there any significance to do it clockwise?
Yeah, clockwise or anti. Which way you like to turn your vehicle normally? This way or this way?
It depends on the road.
No. Generally, given an option, will you take a right turn or a left turn? If you are a right-handed person, definitely right turn.
Right turn.
Yeah. Second one. Assume that somebody is doing right turn, the other fellow is doing left turn. There is a chance of hitting each other. It's a common function. Full of people. Everybody is taking clockwise and somebody is taking anti-clockwise. What will happen? They will hit each other. So the system is made. Number one. Number two. If everybody is in same direction, there is we are all forces. So there is a north pole and a south pole, and we are a force which is rotating in. Any electric potential in the same direction can create a magnetic energy, and magnetic energy densified can create a potential energy, and that will get stored inside the temple. So any pradakshina which you do goes as an energy to the god, which may be much more powerful than the chanting or the offering which you are given. So what are you doing? You are energizing each other. So your energy will go to the next person. So we are all rotating because that energy transfers to next one. So when everybody who is a sad person who came here, so lot of good people who are all happy, everybody rotates together, he will also become happy. So this is an indirect method of transferring energy. And assume you are falling. When you take rotation like this, when you fall, you will fall on the right side. Right side falling, your hand is more controllable than left hand. There are many reasons.
These are all scientific reasons.
Highly scientific. Every ritual which we have in temples are scientifically approved. Only thing we don't know some of them, we will need to research. There are many people who have done research on this and then proved that this is what it is done. To 2 o'clock hour. But why people don't prefer going to temple and meet? Because we never thought that it is a strict rule. But for some religion it is very strict. If they don't go, they are thrown out of the religion. But here it's a free place. That is why it is existing. The more freedom you have, they will always flourish. The more strict you are, they will do it without any faith and they will want to get out of that.
Yeah, I remember when we wanted to buy a place for our meditation center, I see a lot of church properties, but there are none Indian Hindu temple properties for sale.
No. See, I'll tell you the best, I'm not mentioning by religion. Church temples are there. The name itself is church temple because they converted church into temple. Right? There is a church bar in the center of the city. Once upon a time it was a church. Now they converted into a bar.
So they named it as a church.
No, that is given for rent because they couldn't maintain. Nobody is going and contributing.
I never see any Hindu temple given for those purposes.
See, that is why people say that when a lot of Hindus in India are transferred to or converted into Christianity. Once one of the greatest gurus in some satsang they said, don't worry, we are buying churches outside.
Oh yeah, we are also same thing. In US also same thing, we are buying churches.
In Charleston also temple was built by...
No, we don't want. See, one of the requirement of Hinduism was never to increase the number of people.
Yeah, we don't want to convert.
Because by production itself we are increasing more than what is required. But other religions are trying to produce more, but they are not.
Trying to convert.
See, Jananimidamaya Nirjarana. No more number of people will not show the effect of people. Effect can be shown by only very few people. You don't require a lot of people. You require only very little people, but they have to be fully into that. If they are fully into that, that's great. But they should know why are they into, what are they doing, what is the purpose of this. If they know everything, that's a beautiful.
Even for me, I do meditation, and I'm not worried about 10 or 20 people. I'm looking for that one caliber
What is
of
it?
clarity. And search is on for the last 11 years.
No, consistently you are there, I'm sure somewhere somebody will get connected to you. I got connected to you because of what? That 11 years of your continuous practice, probably you would have left it, you would have been alone, you would have been in your own selfish world. I'm sure we will never get connected.
We never connected.
So there is something which you do, there will be some effect which comes to you long time after that also. It happens. I have been blessed to be with a guru who wrote Kshetracharam and Anushtana. Only one textbook in Kerala which talks about the temple rituals and its significance.
Earlier you mentioned about two things. One is Nishta Anusthana. Anushtana is what says that morning you should have breakfast, lunch you should have, dinner you should have, then after 3 hours you sleep. That is Anushtana. Yeah.
What should be there for breakfast and lunch is not Anushtana.
Right.
That is up to your style. You can have American or Mexican, that doesn't matter.
So
Achara is what you practice. Anushtana is what is prescribed for you.
You introduced Chatusthana. Chatusthana or?
I should say Achara, Anushtana.
No, later, in just a few minutes back.
Kshetra Achara and Anushtana. Kshetra, the temple.
Okay.
Kshetra Achara and Anushtana.
Okay.
Kshetra Anushtana and Achara.
Hmm.
Got it? So you can have, instead of giving your fruits, you can give something else also to God. Doesn't matter. Who knows God doesn't require chicken biryani? There are temples, chickens are offered.
Oh, no, yeah, in West Bengal, I mean, they are.
There are temples where toddy is offered to God.
Yeah, yeah.
You go to Assam, they will give you fish to God.
In Bengal, they give a bali.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Actually,
You go to Gandaki river and cross that and then go to a temple there, Devi temple. The sheeps are offered.
Yeah, she.
The blood of sheep are offered. So it's all your practice. But is your practice offering that, or is your practice giving chocho bath? You decide. Whether you want, see, you go to Andhra Pradesh, you get yellow rice, but Kerala you start giving yellow rice, they will not go to the temple at all. Because yellow rice is not a practice there. Lemon rice and all that is never offered. Jalebi is never offered. Laddu is never offered. We have only payasam, sharkara payasam. No, either bellam or rice. But somewhere else jalebi can be a offering. Laddu can be an offering, why not cutlet? Correct. Nobody says this should not be offered. So you can do whatever acharas can be there. But Anushtana is what is to be done. The practice can change. Same Guruvayur temple is there in Delhi. But Delhi Guruvayur temple people can go in trousers. But the Kerala Guruvayur temple you have to wear only dhoti because Kerala practice is dhoti. Right? When somebody comes to your house, you should decide how should they come.
Yeah, we put a dress code.
You put a dress code for this party, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise you say, please don't come.
Yeah.
In this dress I don't want to see.
Yeah.
But you have no choice sometimes, no? When you are in US, you have no choice. The way they want, they can.
No, even for parties we put a color.
Yeah.
Say yellow color.
I remember when I went to Navy quarters, there was a cinema show where I was supposed to go along with my brother. Brother-in-law was a Navy officer. Then I was supposed to wear pants, shirts, and then full sleeve, and then shoes. I said, to see cinema, you will do what? Yeah, but that's a rule there. Otherwise, don't go. That's it. I never had a pants in my life those days. I never had shoes in my life. After plus 2, I never had this. I was only in dhoti and shirt. But then I have to wear somebody's with a belt tight. All that we have to do. To see cinema, what is shirt? So these are all stupid rules, foolish rules. That should not be the part of it. But it has to be neat, clean. The priest has to be neat, clean, not externally, internally also. That's why Saptashuddhi, Pranavana, Dhyanodhana, Samana, Veshuddhindam, Yodiraham, Virajami, Patma, Bhuya, Sangha, Swaha, Vakmana, Chakshu, Srotra, Grana, Jihva, Redo, Buddhya, Sankalpa, Veshuddhindam. His Sankalpa has to be clean. Buddhi has to be clean. He should not be a nut fellow. The priest has to be a brilliant fellow. Can you imagine somewhere it is prescribed?
Now I wanted to come to this, the priest who is doing pujas and all. Do they have any minimum qualification?
Qualification is they should know how to do puja. And there is a Tantri who certifies them. Tantri is the chief priest.
For him also no
No, he must have had all these qualifications with the selective process of attending hundreds and thousands of yagas and yajnas. And he runs many temples as the chief man. I am sure nobody will conduct an exam for him. Looking at it, many management of temples would have decided he is the right man. You cannot conduct examination in this field because it's too vast.
So there is no formal education.
Formal educations are there, part of some of the trustees.
Okay.
They will conduct a written test. They will conduct interview. They will ask questions. And they will take lottery. But they have to belong to this group of, some temples will tell, they have to be from these families.
Can you name a few?
Shabarimala temple is selected with, Tandri is a very specific family. Because the installation was done by Raja and he has prescribed this is going to be the Tandri. But Pujaris are appointed by government. They are all paid government employees. And there are Tantra Vidya Peedam where they will give a certificate. Tandri can certify, this man knows this. The recommendation letter, that's good enough. Earlier, never it was appointed with. Do you think somebody will ask Einstein's qualification and certificate before appointing him as. When Kerala University was made, that was King Raja. Raja sent a letter to Einstein. We want you as a vice chancellor here. Even what a great vision. Do you think he would have asked you show with your all 10th class onward certificate you have to submit?
No.
That's not because. Nobody will ask a scientist whether you had first class in 10th class or not. Then I would have never become scientist in my life. I don't have first class. I'm only a second class. So your basic qualification is not what is. Your performance is more important. How good you are in that. Right? That can be easily found. More dedication. You can have mistakes. That's why the last chanting. Mandrahinam, Kriyahinam. In my mantra, if there is some mistake. In my ritual which I have done, if there is a mistake. Bhaktihinam Janardana Paripurnam Tadastude. Everything is because of you, my God. I am not responsible for my mistakes. Because God is leading me, no?
Nice. Blaming for everything.
It's not blaming. I am doing everything on your behalf. So you in me is what is doing puja, not me.
Now I understand.
I am not offering to you. If that bhavam is not there, he cannot be a pujari.
Got it.
So the rituals are unimportant. The activities are unimportant. The bhavam is more important. That's why Ramakrishna used to take mala to offer to God. He puts himself and then start dancing. That is why he said, God is in me. That's why when Vivekananda went to him, he said, have you seen God? Was the question Vivekananda asked. Here, see me, I am the God. What a great courage now for somebody to say, I am the God. That's a courage which he had. So nothing wrong. Don't call it as ego. That call it as simplicity. Because you keep God inside you and you feel it, it is simplicity. You are losing your identity. Say bhakta has, even if they say I am a bhakta, that is not ego, that's simplicity. It's a great interpretation. Hanuman was the great bhakta of whom? Rama. Rama took help from Hanuman. And you know, at the end of the war, Rama called him. When you do some help for somebody else, what is naturally done? You will call them and then offer a lunch and then tell you, if at all you want something, you can ask me. Assume God tells you that if at all you want, you ask me. Finished. He will need requirement every time. That is a shapa. Assume that I will tell Dharma, whenever you need money, you come to me. What does it mean? I am expecting you to be poor. If a doctor says, let us meet every week, what does it mean?
I want to share money.
If an advocate tells you, let us meet every time,
That means losing money.
losing money. Correct? So a God says, come to me every now and then. God doesn't require you. So the Rama was almost to tell, and you see the beauty of Valmiki who wrote this, immediately he stopped and said, Rama should not tell this. That's a bracket in the story. Valmiki says I should not tell this. Narah pratyupakarati vipattim abhikamshati. If somebody needs help from somewhere else, that means he is in trouble. And Rama never wanted Hanuman to be in trouble here. So he said, no, don't come to me. So when somebody is saying that my guru taught me after every lecture you should tell, or you should have imagination you saying that, let me of any use to you. Let me of
Let me not.
not on any use to you. Let me of no use to you. Let me not be there to help you somewhere tomorrow. A teacher should always pray to the student saying that, let me of no use to you. Because students will go to teachers only when they have doubt. Is it the teacher's responsibility to clear the doubts and say you are you can learn anything by yourself? Then why should the student go to them? So everybody should be capable of doing anything by themselves. Then they need not to go to God for help. You need not to go to temple. But don't know when it will happen to you, whether the next generation will happen in such troubles, and who has to lead them. It's our rituals. So these are all training process. Temples are KG classes where you have to train people to get into the bhakti. Once you graduate from here, you can be at home. You don't have to attend. In colleges, universities, once in a while they can attend. And when you do PhD, you don't even meet your grade. After postdoc, when you are doing, you don't have a grade at all. When you become professors, then you can start teaching others. So these are all migrations, promotions from one stage to another stage.
So temple is a kindergarten.
That's a great verse. That is a Vigraham Sulpa Buddhinam Sarvatra Vididatmanam. Agnir Devo Dvijatinam Muninam Hudi Devatam. Wherever Agni is seen as God, it is the Dvija. Dvija means who has got two births. That means one life and then the Brahmana life. Serving God, because they installed not their parents. Their God itself is inside them. Their service is to God. So Dvija. They are all Brahmins. The so-called, not the Brahmins of today, the so-called great Brahmins who knows everything. Learning and teaching is their life. Agnir Devo Dvijadina Muninam Hrudi Devatam. In them, God is within the manas. Vigraham Sulpa Buddhinam. The migration, learning, practice, skill development program. That's temple. For everyone it is required. Sometimes you have to brush up. You may be a great athlete, but without a practice you cannot run. Right? So still you will have to do it. So this is a place of greatness. So everyone has to support. Otherwise we will not be able to boast that we have got Surya temple there and this temple there, that temple there. We keep boasting India has got so many temples, right? Who has contributed? Somebody in their life, through some kings, individually many people would have worked free.
Can I tell you if when I open up Google Maps, I see only temples.
It's a great tradition.
It's a small, just a, not even 5 by 5 temple. I mean, I don't know since when it is there. But next to it, super specialty hospital. There is no hospital name on the map, but there is a temple name.
Now, India, temples are properties of government. Therefore, you will see everywhere with the road, green board will be there, distance to the temple. That is because it's a property of government. It all belongs to government. And there are a lot of people there. Though they may not physically come, there are a lot of people whose association is there, tradition is there, practice is there. Many people contribute. Krishna. Ashish ji, with your permission. Done?
We'll hang out outside. I have some tea.
Dekho, you got offering.
With the help of him. US we tried properties. So I was involved in design process.
What is the difference between God and Siddhas, Gurus? Can Siddhas, Gurus can be accepted as a God? Or they are different?
Here it's not Allah. Oh.
They are only learned people.
Shirdi Sai, Mahavir, Buddha, Ramakrishna.
They are all learned people. They are all gurus. They are people who can guide us, like the rishis.
We can't take them as God, right? They are
But they would have realized
soul.
soul. We are not able to reach them. We go to no.
People say that if Siddhas are there in the temple, it is more powerful temple, like that.
Generally, they go to such places, no?